dances on the moon. Her spirit lifts up with a tune, spreading kindness around the room. She's Katie Moonchild. She dances on the moon. Her spirit lifts up with a tune, spreading kindness around the room. She's Katie Moonchild.
Hey everybody, good to see you. How are you all? Merry Christmas Eve. I hope you're all having a good morning so far. Um, as you can tell, I'm working really hard to get in the Christmas spirit. I'm even wearing it on my chest. I'm not wearing it on my sleeve, I'm wearing it on my chest. Anyway, hi everyone. Welcome. Yeah, that's a great way to start a live stream. Look at my chest. Oh, I am being so silly. I woke up in a really good mood this morning. And then the kitten played with me and played with me and played with me. And every time I would try to do something else, he would get right in the middle of it. So, I gave up. That's kind of like you're seeing these lights behind me instead of me being sitting where you can see a Christmas tree or something. I gave up on a tree. I decided when he gets the zoomies, there's no way a Christmas tree would stay standing up. I would have to tether it to the wall or hang it from the ceiling. And not worth it. We'll give it a shot next year when he's a little bit older. Anyhow, it's good to see you guys. Good to see you. Hey, Dolly. Oh, thank you. Hey, Sid. Good to see you guys. I feel I'm trying. I'm saying Christmas is tamale, isn't it though? It's not today. It's hot tamale. But I gotta let you know, Sin, you know what what the traditional Mexican food is for Christmas Eve? You know, with us, we usually have our big meal either Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. Well, I love the Mexican culture because they have two. They have this big tamale feast on Christmas Eve. The women spend hours making them fresh, like that whole week before. Oh, and they're cooked in great big steamer pots. And whoever gets the green olive in their tamale is going to have good luck that year. It's going to be blessed that year. So it's a really cool tradition for Christmas Eve. Terrifically tasty too. Last minute shopping, and Lori is live right now too. And I saw that last night. I was like, okay, well, we'll have a lot of replay people. So we've got you and Dolly and whoever else is here. You're welcome. And I figure people will wander in. You know, it's how it goes when you have the holidays and you decide to do something went wrong. Are you guys seeing me? Are you seeing me okay, you guys? Uh-oh. Are you? Hello, Katie. Hello, everyone. Hi, Shanita. I'm seeing you all. Are you seeing me? My phone keeps saying, tap, something went wrong. So let me get out of there, and out of there, and out of there. And we'll try this again. You see me? You hear me? Well, good. It's just my YouTube studio. Hey! You'd think it was retrograde. You know, we're still in the shadow of it, so that's cool. That's how it goes. It's good to see you. Merry Christmas, my darling Shanita. Sorry you popped in when I was thinking on, yeah. Oh. Anyhow, so what do you guys got planned for today? A whole lot or nothing? me do a couple things here. Do this. Tell me if this is too loud, please. I don't like that. That's better. I hope. Is that too loud for you? You can hear me okay? Because I can turn it down a little more. I promised you Christmas music, didn't I? And I thought rather than play the kind of Christmas music and get me copyrighted and kicked off of here halfway through, I should start that kind of music halfway through. We'll do restream music that I can't get in trouble for a while. Can you hear it okay? Oh my goodness. Hi, Cat. Good to see you. Ooh, what are you baking? That's what my mother and I used to do. Oh, have I got a Christmas story to tell you guys? I think I was probably just barely 21. No, I wasn't 21 yet. Maybe 19 or 20. My mom and I were making Christmas cookies. And one of our last minute cookies to make on Christmas Eve were Russian tea cakes. They're also known as Mexican wedding cakes. They're look like a little round white snowball. And they've got chopped pecans. And what it is it's like a pecan sandy, but it's in a ball shape and rolled in powdered sugar. And they're so good. Well, while she and I were baking our cookies, we were drinking White Russians. And then it was like, well, you know what? I think the white part of this might make me sick. The cream might not sit too well as night goes by. I'm just going to skip the milk part. We'll skip the half and half, and we'll just do Black Russians. Woohoo! By the time we got the rum cake done, let me tell y'all, Mama and I was having a good Christmas Eve in the kitchen, laughing away. And my dad was the biggest Scrooge, so he just in the living room trying to watch TV, and he just turned it up, and we just laughed loud. My poor dad. He's bad enough having just two women around and him being the only male, but we'd rub it in his face when we'd get cocky. And he got cocky often. Anyway. Grand twins are sick with a cold. Oh, sorry, Sin. How you feeling after your ordeal with cancer? Girlfriend? You and Dolly and Kelly? This year has been one for the big C disease, isn't it? It's going to be like that next year. We're going to be seeing the big C in front of us. It's not going to be in our bodies. Sorry, did I really say that? Macaroons. Leopard bread? Ooh, that sounds interesting. You always make the most interesting food. I know I would be the size of a house if I lived there. Sounds so good. Oh. Yeah, Koru wore himself out. Right now he's sleeping with his with his head hanging out of his condo. He's getting too big for it. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Because I got to figure something for him to climb up on, because he likes to be up high and look out that window. It's a huge window. So making me hungry. I'm not hungry. I had leftovers for breakfast a while ago. So I'm good as far as the hunger part goes. Till later. So, I pulled a couple cards. Koru managed to get the 100 mindful prompt cards, the ones that we do with somebody's quote every week. He managed to get it back down in underneath where I just didn't feel like climbing down and twisting my back and making my back get all sore to get a deck of cards for a card. So I said, you know what, we're not going to do that today. This is Christmas Eve show. We don't have to follow the same old format, right? Just some of it will be the same. Like I did pull one of these. I shuffled and shuffled and shuffled for quite a while. And I got a really good one. It's a good one for winter time, too. I got hematite. Anchor in, you guys. Isn't that a pretty card? You know, that's even slightly magnetic. It has a Mohs hardness of 5 to 6.5. And this is anchor in, you are instructed. Whether it's your thoughts running rampant, your energy shooting off in 70 directions, or your spirit wanting to fly free from your skin. Hematite's message is the same. Anchor in. Reach down into your being and find your core. Feel yourself connected to the heart of the earth. Let the iron in the planet's center sing to the iron in your blood, reminding you of your roots. Let the structure of this rich iron stone support your thoughts and anchor your emotions so you can bring your best self forward and ripple that energy out to those around you. You're wearing a bracelet of hematite. How perfect! How perfect! I love it. Baked Alaska cake with ice cream under meringue. Yeah, but doesn't the ice cream bake want to melt when you're well, I guess not if you really super freeze it. You made yourself a French toast casserole. Ooh, baked Alaska. Yeah, you guys are making me hungry now. My little bit of decadence is I got some Russell Stover candy. Oh, no, I can't show you what I have. My laptop's sitting on it. I have a tin of Italian cookies that came from Italy. And they're these little croissant style cookies. Oh my goodness, they're good. Some have cream filled, some of them have chocolate filled, some of them are blueberry, and some of them are raspberry. But you know, they're so buttery and rich. I can only eat one or two, and I'm not kidding, they're only about that big around. And I like cookies, but not these are rich. So, like I say, my treats are about this big around. You have a hematite wolf figure in your medicine bag. Is that a fetish by any chance, Dolly? The reason I am asking is because I was looking at them at Christmas time. And, well, oh gee, it's not Christmas time now. I was looking at them when I was shopping for Christmas presents. And actually was going to get you one. But I didn't know if you had one because I know you had been to California and stuff. So, and you'd been to the Four Corners area. So the odds are you may have purchased yourself a fetish of your own. In case you guys didn't know, that sounds really weird. If you don't know, I'm not talking. It is a fetish? That's what I was going to get you for Christmas and your birthday. But all the ones that I could find, the Hopi fetishes that I could find were like $375. And I'm going, yeah, I love supporting artists, but oh my goodness, I love you, Dolly. So I got you something that's a lot more fun that you will use a hell of a lot more, I promise. I promise. Anyway, that's for us to talk about tomorrow. That's cool. A fetish, in case you guys don't know, the Hopi and the Navajo, I believe the Yavapai, anyway, several of the native tribes here in the Southwest carve animal figures that represent the spirit animals out of stones, different kinds of stone, onyx, and some of them are really amazing. They even get into the sacred figures like the sacred corn women, and they're beautiful. They're kind of crude, because they're hand carved, and some of these stones are not soapstone, let me tell you. They're hard stones. They're beautiful. And they'll be like the bear fetish is my favorite. I love the Zuni bear fetish. The Zuni are famous for their inlay. They're the ones that make the turquoise jewelry that have the little teeny parts. If you see something with turquoise inlay and it's really smooth, and maybe in between the pieces that it'll be silver, odds are that's Zuni. They take a lot of pride and time in their jewelry. But anyway, the Zuni bear has a lightning bolt that goes from from his butt end all the way to his nose. Hello, chakra, and it's usually turquoise, or depends on what the stone is that the bear is carved out of. My favorite combination is tiger eye bear with a turquoise bolt of lightning. It's just, they complement, those two colors complement each other so well. It's just gorgeous. Oh, yeah. Oh, you were in the Culinary Academy. Well, no wonder you cook such yummy stuff, womans. Yep, Zunies. That's up there in the area where I was born. I was born in Flagstaff, so my daddy had a grocery store. My dad had a gas station in Winslow. Um, he owned it, and someone else was running it, and it wasn't doing very well. And so he loaded my mom and I in a camp trailer, and we lived in Winslow when I was just a teeny tiny. Oh, my mom, my brother, who was in high school, and I in a little tiny camp trailer, and to Winslow. Yeah, so that's a interesting town. Thanks to the Eagles, very famous Tucson town, Tucson town, Arizona town. Anyway, what the rest of I did, yeah, bring forth that energy. It's in your blood, and let it ripple forward to those around you. I love that. It's also a good card for winter time, you know? We just started it. We're just barely in it as we've just passed the solstice. Here we are. So I thought it's an interesting card. And all the time, I think I've had this deck for probably 3 years, I have never pulled this card before. And it jumped out of the deck, so I kept it. That happens a lot. I'm a sloppy shuffler. A shoppy shuffler. So it went blink and popped out. Such a fine sight to see. Yes, it's a girl. My lord. Don't get me going on Eagles songs. I love the Eagles. Hey, have a happy birthday, Rick. You guys enjoy the celebration, and thanks for stopping by, Dolly, to say hi. And Merry Christmas, and I will talk to you when you get home. We'll see you later, love. I'll stay, darling. You need a special, you guys, and your food. Just keep on going. That's what we're here for, is to talk about our recipes and our food. This is Christmas Eve. What are y'all making? I'm pulling, guess if you're wondering, pulling stones. Today, we're not going to pull cards to go with the stones. I'm just going to give you little messages. First one I got is love. That's what this is all about, is love. Let's put some illegal music on. It's about love, you guys. We might skip this song though, because I think the Beach Boys would definitely get me in trouble. So will Paul McCartney. So what the hell? Let's do it. Anyhow, speaking of love, that's what it's all about, isn't it, you guys? Don't forget to relax as you're going through all this preparations. Remember what the season's about. It's about reflection. It's about light. It's about love. It's about making sure that everyone around you has the most wonderful Christmas time. So don't forget to relax. And then just trust. Everything's working out fine. Don't be afraid anymore. Especially right now. Can't you feel the veil is wide open? I can't help but be wiggly today. Well, I played for hours with a kitty who was wound up, so I'm a little wound up too. You're cooking a bone-in ham tomorrow. Yum. Well, I'm rotisserie a Cornish hen tomorrow. For me. Just me. Oh, and Carew. He didn't like what I made for Thanksgiving. He's not crazy about people food, so I don't push the issue. It's the best thing I know. I'll wait until he gets older. He'll discover it. The other thing this season's all about, like your bone-in ham, is gratitude. I don't know about you guys. I don't have a whole lot of money, and I'm definitely not going to have next year, but boy, am I sure grateful for what I got. Decided not to put up a Christmas tree. This is the Christmas tree. These are my Christmas tree lights because Karu weighs probably close to 8 pounds now, and he still thinks he's this big. So he is literally, when he gets the rips, he bounces off of stuff. He rearranges the furniture, y'all. So there was no way a Christmas tree was going to stay up in my house. So I blew it off. So here we are, sitting where I'm really comfortable in the bedroom, in front of everything. So I don't know what happened to that song. That was weird. There we go. Anyhow, speaking of, oh, what a Christmas. Does anybody have the blues today? I don't. Kind of did yesterday. I don't know where. They just came out of nowhere. Which happens this time of year. Good old Don Henley. It's funny how as I pull cards in the middle of these songs, I'm getting good, really, really good, don't forget to laugh, especially if you're getting together with family or people that, there might be somebody that has one too many cocktails and gets cocky and mouthy. Don't forget to laugh, okay? Keep your sense of humor, please. That's what Spirit is telling us. And if you can't do that, go for a walk out in nature and calm the hell down. Ground yourselves. Life-size reindeer, lots of Grinches. Anyway, go for a walk out in nature and get away from everybody. Listen to go quiet if you can. And if you're in town, sometimes the backyard is a really quiet place. When everybody else is inside, go outside. Oh. And just have faith that this only happens once a year, and you can keep your mouth shut today. Unless you get backed too much into a corner. But keep the faith, you guys. You know, as we get closer and closer and closer to the middle of January, you're going to find more, it's not going to be so hard for people to be together again because so many people are going to be in shock, in total shock. So, the message for today is mind your focus. I have a little story to read to you that I would like to talk to you now. I hope I can read the story without crying. It's a good story I found online. You'll find down in the description is the link to the website where I got the story from. But the whole idea is, you guys, where is your mental focus? Excuse me, Michael, I'm going to turn you down just a little. Where is your mental focus? Where is your mental focus at? Because with the veil so thin right now, it's easy to manifest. So make sure that you keep those thoughts on light and sparkle and unconditional love and all that kind of stuff, because that's what we want. Even though there's a lot of negative out there, don't focus on that. Believe me, there's enough of people focusing on that. They don't need us light workers to do that. We get exhausted because we fight those that are thinking they're doing, yeah, never mind. I won't go there. Anyway, that's not what today is about. Oh, anyhow, you guys, one self-care thing you can do is just focus on the sparkle. I know I usually don't do all this at Christmas time. I have gone in the past where, I did the house, the trees, the whole yard, the bleh. And then one year I looked at it, I was assistant to a millionaire, and I'm looking at it going, how disgustingly gross and commercial. It's not what this shit's about at all. And I've never really decorated since. But I've understood finally the reason why I was so into it was because the lady across the street fought 2 battles with cancer. And 2 Christmases in a row. And I think I was just trying to bring sparkle into her life because I couldn't see my Christmas lights from inside my house. I could see them when I came and went, but she's looking at them all the time. And she thanked me. So sometimes, you do random acts of kindness without even trying. But anyway, and then 20 years ago, tomorrow night, my father passed away. And I kind of lost my excitement at all for Christmas. And then lost my mom in 2018. So it's like, gee, I don't do anything with my family, and I don't do anything with my friends. So it was like, oh, I get so lonely. The first couple Christmases were terrible. But I don't know, at some point it was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? The family kind of kicked you out to make you miserable, and you're proving them right. What the hell? You don't need their traditions. You got create your own. You're free to do whatever you want. If you want to eat at midnight on Christmas Eve, instead of putting cookies out for Santa, invite him over for more than a little chicken. You know what I'm saying? I can. Nobody cares. So, I celebrate Christmas, whether it's traditional or not. I'm a little more on the traditional side today. But, yeah. Anyway. No Krampus. No, 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 no. No Krampus and no coal in the stockings. Really? Human-sized angels hovering. How beautiful. I love going around and looking at the lights. We have a neighborhood here that they take it to extreme. If you don't decorate your house or participate in decorating with your neighbors, like two or three of you get together and do a big, huge, giant display, you need to go. You need to go away until midnight because after dusk, there are so many people in that neighborhood because they'll shut the neighborhood down and make it a walkthrough. Well, that's kind of interesting for undesirable people walking through. It's open to the public. All you have to do to get in there is bring something for the food bank, for the community food bank. And it's a big neighborhood. And let me tell you, Tucson Electric Power helps them hang the lights in the trees and the poles and on the buildings. They're so high and so elaborate and so many lights. It's a big deal. I wouldn't want to live in that neighborhood. Thank you. It'd be like living in a constant parade. Nope. Oh my goodness. Is that a crack? Oh no, it's one of my hairs. 13 years ago today, my mom was in the hospital after a heart attack. My brother was with her, so I was in the house alone and doing a slow burning panic. Oh, trying to hold it together. You know what I do, hon? I'm one of these that I'll hold it together and, like stoically hold it together until all the crisis is all over and everybody leaves and life kind of starts to get back to normal. And then that's when it hits me what went down. Yeah. Last night. What'd I do last night? I don't even remember what I did last night. I slept a lot. I've been doing a lot of that ever since the full moon. But that's not a bad thing. The reason why we're feeling like we need to sleep is because we literally are expelling so much energy. Just trying to keep this light shining all the time. Trying to stay positive in a very negative world right now takes everything you have. I don't know about you guys. At least I'm speaking for me. So, yeah. So, anyway, who is this that's playing? Donny Hathaway. This Christmas. I'm gonna move on. Wouldn't be Christmas without Perry Como, would it? Can you guys even hear that music? I turned off where it filters out background noise. So, oh dear, my battery's getting low. Where did I put? How come? I'm going. It was plugged in. What the heck? Helps if you don't put a box of cards on top of the plug. It unplugs. There we go. There we go. No more low battery. Don't get. You're doing a mindless diamond dots project. You know what? You're talking right up my alley, girl. All that stuff you gave me. I keep bumping my microphone. I'm sorry. Move it back. All the stuff, all those wonderful things that you gave me for resin. I have a shoe high heel mold, and I have lots and lots of extra leftover diamonds from diamond paintings that I've done over the years. And I thought they might be kind of fun to put in that shoe. Because I actually got to mess around with some. It was a very tiny project, but I got to mess around with making some stuff. Here, let me show you. Remember those little tiny molds last week? I actually poured them, and I made a snowflake. The snowflake turned out pretty good. It's got a lot of bubbles in it. but I'll fix that. There you go. Now you can see it. That's a soap mold. Isn't that kind of pretty, I thought. This is the thing that was in that tall little round mold, and I couldn't figure out what it was. Guess what it is, you guys? It's a little piggy. It looks just like the little pig from Angry Birds. um, and the shell has a little star on it. And here's the strawberry. I just poured them all the same color just to see what I got, you know. Here's the rose. It got some bubbles in the outer leaves, but that's the little tiny rose. I'm going to make I'm going to use this to make a mold. I'm going to make a bunch of them, put them around inside, and make a coaster. This is you can't see the little face on this dude. It's so tiny. But this is the little hippie daisy you used to see all the time in the 1960s with a smiley face in the middle. I had a lot of fun. And this is actually a flower. I thought he was a spaceman, but it's a little flower with a smiley face. So, yeah, I got some cool stuff. There is a spaceman in here, though. Let me find him. Where are you? Nope, that's not him. No, there isn't a spaceman. It's an elephant. I thought this was... It's an elephant. His little trunk. Anyway, there's a couple other things in there, too. Oh, the mushroom. It's really tiny. These are actually hard to pour. They're so little. You almost need a syringe. You like the snowflake? Thank you. I'm actually going to pour it in clear with just sparkles. I have this stuff called crushed crystal, and I'm just going to use clear resin in that and make a top for my Christmas tree. It's a soap mold, soap and candle mold. It's not even made for resin. I thought it would be kind of that's a project I planned on doing before I got the little fuzzball. Took over all my projects, but at least you guys now I can start doing this again. I can leave him alone long enough. When he was teeny tiny, no way. No way. So, thought this was supposed to be vintage songs, and I get Justin Bieber. Since when is he? I guess he could be vintage if it was from when he first came around. I went over to this because everything that was coming up on YouTube keeps popping up with ads. They need to call it AdTube. Because I have a bunch of stuff saved to play that's in YouTube. Let's find it. We'll start our YouTube here. Not now. Do I want to update YouTube? Not now. That's what happened. Okay. Don't mind me, you guys. I had a little bit of a problem.
Did winning the lottery really change?
See what I mean? Shut up. We don't care about winning the lottery. Well, we do. I'd love to win the lottery, but I'm not going to cheat to do it. This dude's selling software that's guaranteed for you to win the lottery. At least $500. I want to see how long it takes him to get sued. I would be scared to death to make a claim like that. You know what I mean? Oh, really? How cool. You've been making peace signs with leftover dots. I have completed over 50 diamond paintings. I used to have a diamond painting YouTube channel. And believe me, every week I had to have something to unbox, open, and show everybody, and then work on something on my live streams while I talked. It's so interesting, all the different requirements that go with you to have a channel. Let me tell you, this stuff isn't easy. And I'll tell you right now, doing the card reading is the hardest of the different YouTube stuff I did. I used to do just the let's have a party YouTube. There's not much talent to that. You just got to know people, you know. You just got to know how to talk to people and be able to deal with trolls, and because it doesn't do you any good if you have it where you have to be a subscriber or something and people don't show up. So, anyhow, what's petticoat? Oh, warm and snuggly with you, cat. Isn't it neat? Koru was really cuddly today, too. When he first woke up, it was like, hi, Mom. He likes to come and lay right across here. He's getting where he doesn't fit anymore. I can't believe how fast he's growing. Anyway, he came and laid up here for a long time and just purred and purred and purred. He doesn't have a really loud purr, but it vibrates his whole body. So, it's pretty cute. I have no complaints. He even is a hunter. He spends dusk and dawn. That's all he is focused on, like the dark corners and the areas of the house where there might be a bug, or spends all day long chasing fruit flies and cats, how they are. Chasing butterflies and having a good life. Just having a fun life. Wouldn't it be cool to be like that? I think it would be. So, let me read you this story. This is, yeah. First of all, we need to go back into time. Pulling up the story. And understand, Martha, let me pull up. I got a picture to show you so you can see. There you go. A different kind of Christmas. Martha, grieving for her lost daughters, resists celebrating Christmas with the boy Daniel. The bishop placed in her care. Despite her resistance, Daniel's innocent efforts to recreate the spirit of Christmas slowly softens her heart. Witnessing his makeshift nativity scene, Martha realizes she can create new Christmas memories with the boy and embraces the holiday spirit, bridging the gap between her past and the joy of the present. And here we go. Martha had tried to ignore the approach of Christmas. She would have kept it almost entirely out of her thoughts if Jed had not come eagerly into the cabin one day, stomping the snow from his cold feet, as he said, an excited voice, "Martha, we're going to have Christmas this year anyway." I spotted a cedar on the side out of the south of the wheat field outside, over near the Norton's place. It's a shabby thing, but since we can't get a pine, maybe Christmas will be a little different here. But it still will be a kind of Christmas we used to have. She shook her head. Martha noticed that Daniel glanced quickly up from the corner where he was playing patiently, trying to gather some sticks with bits of string together, left over from the quilt she had tied a few days earlier. She drew Jed as far away from the boy as possible. I don't want a tree. We won't be celebrating Christmas, she said. Even a tree couldn't make it the kind of Christmas we used to have. Martha, we've got to do something for the boy, at least. Christmas means so much to children. Don't you know? Don't you think I know? All these years fixings for Mary Bell and Stelly. I know about the kids and Christmas. She stopped and drew a deep breath, glancing over to see that Daniel was occupied and not listening. But I can't do these things for him. It would be like a knife in my heart, fixing a tree and baking cookies and making things for another woman's child when my own girls are back there on that prairie. Martha, Martha, he said softly, it's been almost a year and a half. That's over, and Danny needs you. He needs a Christmas like he remembers. She turned her back to his pleading face. I can't. Jed touched her shoulder gently. I know how hard it is for you, Martha. But think of the boy. He turned and went into the snowy weather. Think of the boy. Why should she think of him when her own children, her two blue-eyed, golden-curled daughters, had been left beside the trail back on that endless empty prairie? The boy came to her, not because she wanted him, but because she couldn't say no to the bishop back in that Salt Lake City April before he came to settle in this valley. Bishop Clay had brought Daniel to her and Jed one day and said, I want you to care for this lad. His mother died on the trek last summer, and his pa passed away last week. He needs a good home. Jed had gripped the bishop's hand with tears in his eyes, thanked him, but Martha had turned away from the sight of the thin, ragged 6-year-old boy who stood before them. Not fast enough, however, to miss the sudden brief smile he flashed at her. A smile that should have caught her heart and opened it wide. Her heart was closed, though, locked tightly around the memory of her two gentle little girls. She didn't want a noisy, rowdy boy hanging around disturbing those memories, filling the cabin with the loud boys' noisy games. Yet she had taken him, because she felt she had no choice. Faced with the bishop's request, more of an order, really, and Jed's obvious joy, she couldn't refuse. She came with them out to this new valley west of the Salt Lake settlement, and had proved himself a great help to Jed, despite his young age. Sometimes Martha felt pity for him, but she didn't love him. With Jed, it was different. He had accepted Daniel immediately as his own son and enjoyed having a boy with him. He had a special relationship. Daniel mentioned Christmas only once. One day it was too cold and snowy to play outside, and he had been humming softly to himself as he played in his corner. Suddenly he looked up at Martha and asked, Can you sing, Aunt Martha? Martha paused and straightened up from the table where she was kneading bread. She used to sing for her girls all the time. No, I can't, Daniel, she said. Not anymore. Oh, my mother used to sing a pretty song at Christmas, he said. I wish I could remember it. On the day before Christmas, excuse me just a second, I lost my place. There we go. On the day before Christmas, Jed went through the deep snow to do some chores for Brother Norton, who was ill. Daniel was alone outside most of the day, although he made several rather useless trips in and out of the cabin. On one trip, he took the sticks he had been tying together. Toward evening, Martha went out to the stable to milk Rosie. Since Jed had not yet returned, as she approached, she saw there was a light on inside the stable. Opening the door slowly, she peered within. Daniel had lit the barn lantern, and with its glow, he knelt in the straw by Rosie's stall. In front of him were the sticks that he had tied together, which Martha recognized now as a crude cradle. It held Stelly's rag doll, all wrapped up in the white shawl Martha had kept in her trunk. Her first impulse was to rush in and snatch it, but she stopped because the scene was strongly beautiful in the soft light from the lantern. Rosie and the two sheep stood close by watching Daniel. He seemed to be addressing them and spoke. The shepherds came following the star, he was saying, and they found the baby Jesus who had been born in a stable. He paused for a moment and then went on. And his mother loved him. Martha felt suddenly that she couldn't breathe. Another mother, another day, had loved her boy and had told him the beautiful story of the Christ child and such love that he hadn't forgot it, young as he was. And she, Martha, had failed that mother. In the silence, she began to sing Silent Night. She sang Holy Night. That's the one, he whispered. That's the song my mother used to sing to me. Martha ran forward and gathered the boy into her arms. He responded immediately, closing his arms tightly around her. Danny, she said, sitting on the edge of Rosie's manger, let's go in and get the cabin ready for Christmas. Maybe it isn't too late for Pa, to get that tree. It might be a little different kind of Christmas, but it will still be a little like the Christmas we used to know. Do you mind a different kind of Christmas? Asked Daniel. I mean, with a boy instead of your girls? Martha wondered how long it could take her to make it up to him for the hurt she had inflicted these many months. No, she said. After all, the baby Jesus was a boy. That's right, he said wonderingly. She sat him down on the floor and put her arm around his shoulders. Merry Christmas, she said. Merry Christmas, Danny. He looked up at her with a smile that did not fade quickly away this time. A sweet smile full of love he had been waiting to give her. Merry Christmas, he said. And then he said softly, Mother, Mother. Hi, I'm back. Kinda, sorta. Like I said, that's a story it's hard to read and not cry. Two people who were so lonely. They couldn't see how desperately they needed each other. But the innocence of the child kept waiting and waiting. I just thought that was a different kind of a manger Christmas story. Not the typical, our Lord and Savior kind of thing. I have tugs of religious past that hit me this time of year because of my Southern Baptist upbringing. And so the Master Jesus is very much a part of my celebrations this year. Whether he really was born this time of year or not is immaterial. Because he is very much about being a light worker and spreading love and light. That's all he talked about. So, it's the season. So here I am, spreading love and light to you all. You're welcome, Sin. You're very welcome. I hope you guys have the best day today, and that your day tomorrow is filled with blessings and wonder of your childhood, the good parts of the holidays of your childhood. If that meant just standing outside by yourself and catching snowflakes on your tongue. Enjoy yourself, please. I can't think of anything else that would mean more to me, because I know how hard it is to find joy this year. So we have to find it in the little things, like catching snowflakes. And little boys who tie together sticks with string to make a manger, so he can tell the sheep and the milk cow the Christmas story. It's the story of love and giving is what matters. So I give to you all my love, all my joy. May you have all the peace on earth. Join me on next Tuesday when Dolly is my guest on New Year's Eve. I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to do something goofy and fun. And because that's what she and I do best together. And then the following week is Danny Shea. So, got some fun Tuesdays coming ahead. The new year, at least on my channel, is going to be good. As long as I got a channel, we might as well crank it up a bit. What do you say? I'll turn this up a hair. Make sure I get that copyright strike, I love you guys. Have a good one. Be kind to yourself. Yeah, New Year's Eve mischief is the best kind. Love you guys. I will be putting out a Saturday, solutions on Saturday, but I am not sure what else after that, so we'll see you next week. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy food eating, baking, and may you get every loving gift you want this year. Me, I just want you all to be happy. Thank you for being here. Together, we are thriving. See you next time. Bye-bye now. Hang in there for a second while I get the stuff going that needs to get going here. Turn off the tunes and turn on my
She dances on the moon, her spirit lifts up with the tune, spreading kindness around the room. She's Katie Moonchild.